Hello everyone, I'm Lori, your Milkweeds and Roses gardener. Here in Zone 5B in Iowa, my little garden is actually ahead of schedule for this time of year. That's why we've got the waterfall and the pond working, but it's also time to do some pre-spring cleanup. Some things are waking up kind of early. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with some roses. Well, I started here with my Katrina rose, the Peggy Martin rose. She's a beauty, and I want to keep her that way. She does grow fast, and it's nice to see her waking up. There are some dead little limbs here, and I want to, just for the sake of keeping it clean and wrapped around this obelisk, take out any dead debris and also the rose hips. And when it came to now, Cosmic Cloud, that's on the lower level. This is a brand new rose. So she did bloom last year, was pretty. Not real floriferous, but again, it's brand new. So the main thing here was just cleaning out all of the dead leaves and debris that had fallen into this enclosed obelisk. I closed it in with chicken wire because of rabbits, and they love a brand new rose, all that tender growth. So I did this before it went dormant, and over the course of the fall and the winter, it got to be nearly a foot deep in there. So she's not awake yet. But I think if I clean it out, that will eliminate that wet that seems to be building up inside here. And then, once I'm all done, it still has a clean root zone, but it's not really ready to be pruned yet. I was looking at some of the canes, but I didn't end up taking anything down. So after I cleaned it up, I just wrapped up the chicken wire again, keep it safe from rabbits, and hope for the best. Now my new Dawn Rose here in the corner is about 6 years old, so I just trim it to the budding areas here. It's not completely awake, so I'm not going to panic yet, but I'm just mostly trimming it so I can keep it on this fence and going. This part's dead, so I could take that part out. That was just attached. And there's also a clematis, a Montana clematis, growing down here, which hasn't bloomed yet. It might take a couple years, but I'm trimming off the dead to at least a couple of live nodes, and we're kind of hope for the best. Now, in the rose garden, I do notice some damage from the winter, and I think it was the up, down of the weather. This had a healthy leaf mulch until about 2 weeks ago. So these look like some dead canes here. I know it's not completely awake yet. There's the base, nice and hardy. But yeah, I think that cane there that's hollow, as you can see, and brown, and the same thing with this one. I scratched it a bit and just decided to trim it down. And it's got a healthy root system. I think she's going to spring back, and I do have 3 good canes here, so we'll hope for the best. As for the rose next to it, same sort of thing, not fully awake yet, but I'm taking at least the hips and the dead blooms from last year. Now, wedding dress, this is a pretty vigorous shrub, hardy down to zone 4 here. Not real fragrant, but puts on a good blush of little tiny open stamen white blooms. It just blooms all summer long. I mostly just trim that for size. As for Teresa Bonet, yeah, she is awake and ready to go, and that's why I realized it was time to clean out this sweet autumn clematis here. I was going to leave it for another month, but if the rose is waking up, I need to clean out that middle part so she can get a good start, because these canes are just really taking off on me, and I need to trim those, or I need to get those horizontal again to encourage more blooms across this arbor. It's an easier job to clean out this type of clematis in the spring because the foliage is all completely dried down and it's lightweight. So I start at the base, I work up to 2 nodes, and I trim. I don't go all the ways down to the ground, but you can trim these pretty low because this type of sweet autumn clematis blooms on new wood. So this is all just dead debris up here. And I knew that this was going to be a bit of a messy job. I probably should have put a mask on, or at least goggles. There's an awful lot of dust in here. But you know what? That means there's a lot of things that were wintering here. As always, I knew the big part of this job was over the fence. So once we get to the other side, I do need to trim it because I want to keep it looking like this, where the blooms
and the clematis meet in the middle, and it just looks glorious. So this is all dead, and that's why, this is a vigorous vine, not for the faint-hearted. You have to be willing to clean this up every year, or it will easily get ahead of you. Now, it is lightweight, but like I said, she's a grower. So have a place to put this or compost this vine, because there's also a lot of seeds that are coming off of this. So you'll be watching for some new seedlings that might emerge, and you just have to keep your eye on it. But the scent, the growth, I finally have something that goes over this arbor, so I was pretty tickled. I'm speeding it up here because this took about 45 minutes to clean it up. And the hard part isn't really getting the vine there. It's making sure I'm not trimming the rows inadvertently, which is both under and on top of this clematis. So, just cleaning it out is the main part that takes all of the time here. Now, as you can see, the canes underneath are good to go. It's been under this nice warm blanket of that clematis. So there's very few dead canes in this rose. They've bent quite a bit under the weight of it, but I just need to straighten them out. It kind of reminds me of untangling necklaces in a jewelry box. It takes a while, but it's always worth it if you want that beauty. So yeah, just unwrapping these and reattaching them to the arbor takes a little while, but this is, meditative work. And it's nice to see it starting up again. That's the best part about spring, is seeing what's good to go and just waiting for you to help it make it thrive, So there were some canes that I did have to trim if they were sort of out of sorts. Maybe some of those that were stuck under the clematis too long had died because they got no sun. So these will result in some nice blooms. The best part about Teresa Brunet is it is pretty prickly on the bottom, but as you get towards the top, there's really no thorns, which is nice. Now, some of those canes I'm going to let grow a little bit longer so I can secure them horizontally. Meanwhile, John Warren, beautiful clematis, has already started its growth, so they'll be good to go. Now, here's what it looks like on the inside. I removed some of the leaves, but you can see how she is already starting. You see the little green buds down below? She grows fast. Once the ground starts to warm up, she really takes off. So, yeah, that's encouraging. So when you see there, I've got 4 little nodes. So I just replaced the leaves again, and I put that broken pot, because she likes her roots, like all clematis, they like their roots to be in the shade. So she'll be good to go. Now, hot cocoa rose. This went in my new tree mound, my new tree bed here. And she's not looking too good, but I'm not going to panic or do anything just yet because it is still early. This area, though, even though she's hardy to a zone 5, I don't know. But Roald Dahl, meanwhile, he was the one I was most worried about, but look at the new growth sprouting up there. So not going to do a thing, just keep her covered up. I might put a cage over that to make sure the rabbits don't get it. But yeah, encouraging. Yay! Roald Dahl is alive and well. And this was the pot, Eustacia Vi, that I had in my garage. Now, mostly because, it's hardy enough for this area, but this pot is not. So I just roll it into the garage and keep track of it. And don't have to really water it much at all because it goes dormant in the garage, but it doesn't freeze.
Oh, I love this time of year. Things are changing daily in my little corner of the world. Is that the same with you? In fact, I will show you just some things that are in bloom right now. Very exciting. It also shows, though, why you have to monitor things and make a point of walking your garden every day, because things are changing pretty fast. Here in my zone 5B, weather is up and down and up and down. In fact, I just got some plants that I ordered online. I've got this haul from White Flower Farms. It's still a little bit cold to put them in. And no, by the way, this is not a sponsor. I paid for all of these. It also occurs to me that maybe I shouldn't have a second glass of wine when I order things online in the dead of winter. Well, I'll definitely find a place for them. I hope you join me next week, and we'll go over some of these plants and where I'm going to put them. So definitely they will have a happy home. I hope things are green and growing in your corner of the world. Let me know how things are. I do hope you subscribe so we can stay connected. In the meantime, thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon.